Good morning, everybody. It gives me pleasure as I stand here before you, talking to you on a subject very dear to me. Grooming, or the power of etiquettes, as I would like to call it. Before I begin, my dear friends, I want to ask you, what is your understanding of etiquettes? Can anybody tell me what they feel about etiquettes? Etiquettes or manners have been around us for years together, but they seem to be of utmost importance in today's day and age than ever before. And that is why, by technical definition, etiquettes are just rules and conventions governing correct or polite behavior used in society in a particular social or professional group setting. The same definition in a layman's language could be explained as understanding an overall business decorum, treating others with respect, being courteous, being comfortable around people, and making them feel comfortable around you. Or in short, presenting yourself with a kind of polish that shows that you cannot be taken for granted. You need to be taken seriously. You are important as they are. Why is etiquette important to you? Can somebody tell me here? Because in today's world, if you want to stand out, that is expected of you. Most people in our society, and especially in this corporate world, will expect you to possess certain qualities: basic manners, thoughtful and respectful communications, dining etiquettes, and professional appearance. I would like to skim through all these 4 modules in a jiffy. When we say basic manners, what are we actually speaking of? Something very important. What you are wearing and how comfortable you are in it. How is your handshake when you are being introduced? How is your eye contact? Generally, we need to stand up when we are being introduced. If there is a lady involved, she needs to extend her hands first. Now, this was traditionally concerned and considered. In today's world, it's an open thing, You need not really stick by that particular rule. But during introduction, bear this in mind. Persons of lesser importance are normally introduced to persons of greater importance, regardless of their gender. The name of the most important person is to be taken first. All the others are being presented to him. For example, Mr. Kakri, I would like you to meet Mr. Raju, Ms. Preeti, Ms. So-and-so, whatever. Smile and acknowledge the introduction with a gentle nod or a positive note. If need be, express and say how nice it is to meet them. While communicating, engage in a communication which is pleasant and free of any controversial subjects that could offend the people whom you are talking. And you never know what offense they could take. Ask questions to get to know the person whom you are talking to if you do not know those people. Trying to be witty could sometimes lead you to problems. Basic rule. Never use slang language, no matter how comfortable you are with the person. Particularly, avoid any topic that will revolve around politics, money, or salary of the person whom you are talking to. Avoid using your cell phones when you are with people. Preferably put them on a vibrator mode. Take or make calls when not needed. Most people are not really interested in listening to your conversation, no matter how interesting you feel that you are. If at all there is a pressing need that you have to take a call, excuse yourself from the group and be quick to return. Avoid crossing your hands on your chest or putting your hands in your pockets while talking to or while communicating. Suppose if you are nursing a drink, let it be with your left hand so that your right hand is left free to shake a hand. Also, your right hand is generally not wet when you have to, at times suppose, when you have to interact. Moving on next towards dining etiquettes. Friends, remember, many eyes will be following you when you are dining out in a group. When it is a sit-down dinner, wait for instructions from your hosts to take your place. And if you are hosting, then ensure that your guest should be seated before you take your seat. Always give your guest the best seat. Never seat your guest in a high traffic area. When I say high traffic area, areas where you will have a lot of movement, where your guests are expected to arrange and rearrange or shuffle their seats, that could put them a little in inconvenience. Your host leads. When he or she places his napkin on his lap, you follow the suit. Once a napkin is left on their lap, remember, you will not place it back on the table until the end of the meal. If at all you need to stand or leave the table during the meal, the napkin should be conveniently left on your chair. The end of the meal is also signaled by the host. When he removes the napkin and places it on the table, you follow the suit. The next is something very tricky where most of us find a little difficulty. That is using your silverware or cutlery. If you remember the rule to work from outsides to the insides, you will be perfectly fine. Start with the knife, fork or the spoon that is to the furthest end of your plate, and then work your way inside using one utensil for each course, be it the salad, the soup, the starters, main course or desserts. When passing on bread or any dish, the person closest to it will take it, offer it to the person to its left, and then go around passing to the right. Eat your rolls or breads by tearing off small bite pieces. Avoid shoving too much food in your mouth. Let your morsels be small that you can chew. Try to clean your mouth in between for any crumbs around your lips or your mouth. Avoid talking when there is food in your mouth, lest there is a possibility that you could spray a little food on the person whom you are talking to. If you need something and you cannot reach it, politely ask the person closest to the item to pass it on to you. Always pass the salt and pepper together. And avoid passing food from hand to hand. Instead, place the item in front of the guest and he will help himself. Now when cutting the food, foods such as meat will require a knife. You also need a fork to cut it into a small manageable bite size. In this case, the fork is held in the left hand. And to hold the meat in the better place, while the right hand operates the knife and you can cut it into the size you want to. If something is stuck in your teeth, try to be discreet and remove it with a wipe of your napkin while removing a pit or a bone. The simple rule is, the same way that it has gone in, the same way it will come out. If it goes in with a spoon, it comes out with a spoon. If it goes in with a fork, you can still use a spoon to get it out. Now fish bones are an exception. They are too fine and you cannot really remove it off. So your fingers are allowed. Avoid blowing your nose at the dinner table. Excuse yourself and visit the restroom. If you cough, cover it with your mouth or your napkin. Cover your mouth with your napkin so that way it will stifle and muffle the sounds. At the end of the meal, do not push your plate away from your body. If you have finished the meal, leave it as it is in its own setting. To show that you have finished the meal, once again, leave the fork, the knife or the spoon upturned and slightly at the forward position across your table parallel. Thank your host at the end of the meeting, interview or a meal. Send a thank you note preferably. Handwritten is the best. There is no replacement. But in today's generation, in a fast world, an email will also suffice. Next, moving towards his dress code.
Good. Good.